Have you ever wondered if miracles and spiritual coincidences might have an explanation that bridges science and spirituality? Quantum physics reveals something extraordinary. At its very foundation, reality behaves like waves of possibilities, constantly interacting and interfering with one another. This phenomenon, known as quantum interference, is not a metaphor. It's measurable, repeatable, and tested in laboratories. Yet its implications reach far beyond physics, inviting us to rethink synchronicities, unexpected healings, and mystical experiences in a whole new light. When two waves meet, they don't simply pass through each other. They interact. They can amplify one another, or they can cancel each other out. On the quantum scale, light and matter act in exactly this way, sometimes as particles, sometimes as waves, depending on how they are observed. This suggests that the outcomes we see are not fixed, but shaped by hidden patterns of interference before anything becomes real to our eyes. The famous double-slit experiment shows this in a striking way. Fire particles of light or matter at two narrow openings. If they behaved like marbles, we'd see two simple bands on the screen. But instead, a wave-like interference pattern appears, as if each particle passed through both slits at once. Place a detector to watch, and the wave pattern vanishes, replaced by two solid bands. The conclusion is clear. The very act of observation changes reality itself. This doesn't mean thoughts alone can bend the laws of physics, but it does point to something profound. The observer matters. Spiritually, this sounds like an invisible order shaping the visible. Scientifically, it shows us that systems are not complete until they interact with context. Reality is not something fixed out there. It is something that unfolds in relationship. This opens the door to understanding synchronicities, those moments when coincidences carry meaning, arriving precisely when we need them most. A call just as you're about to give up, a chance encounter that changes everything, a symbol or phrase that answers a silent question. From a quantum lens, perhaps these aren't mere accidents. Perhaps they are the visible echoes of deeper patterns, waves of possibility overlapping and aligning in ways that feel impossible, but are not. Spiritual traditions have always spoken of an unseen web of connection. Physics describes something similar through quantum entanglement. When two particles are entangled, no matter how far apart they are, a change in one instantly correlates with a change in the other. No signal passes between them. The connection is fundamental. What if human consciousness participates in a similar way? Not because our minds are particles, but because nature itself allows for deep, non-local connections. This could help us understand why collective prayer, meditation, and rituals are so often associated with powerful, even miraculous, outcomes. Miracles, then, may not be violations of natural law, but expressions of its hidden depth. An improbable healing, a narrow escape, or a sudden answer to a prayer might be understood as a collapse of possibility into a rare, but still real, outcome. In quantum language, low probability does not mean impossibility. In spiritual language, it is grace. Spiritual traditions also speak of subtle energy fields, the aura, chakras, meridians. Science does not yet map these in the same way, but parallels exist. We know our bodies generate electromagnetic fields. We know emotions shift breathing, heart rhythms, and brain activity. And we know states of coherence, when rhythms align, are linked to clarity, resilience, and well-being. When groups meditate, chant, or pray, they often describe a shared harmony that seems to radiate beyond the body. This may not be fantasy. It may be resonance, our physiology entering rhythm together, amplifying awareness and shaping how we act in the world. Sound itself is a timeless spiritual tool. Mantras, chants, drums, and singing bowls produce simple vibrations that bring people into rhythm with one another. In minutes, breath synchronizes, emotions align, and participants often report a cascade of synchronicities in the days that follow. These are not just poetic stories. They are lived experiences of how alignment, resonance, makes us more present, more aware, and more able to act at the right time, in the right way. What looks like magic may, in truth, be life with less resistance. Healing stories fit this same pattern. What seems impossible may simply be rare. And when it happens, it marks us forever. The quantum world reminds us that even the rarest outcomes still belong to reality. When those outcomes arrive in moments of deep faith or shared intention, they carry the unmistakable quality of the sacred. Through all of this, one truth emerges: science and spirituality are not enemies. They are different ways of asking questions. Science asks, how does it work? And gives us tools to measure and refine. Spirituality asks, why does it matter? And gives us direction and meaning. When these two voices meet, we don't lose either, we gain both. Quantum interference is one of the clearest places where this meeting happens. Invisible patterns shaping visible outcomes, ancient wisdom echoed in modern physics. This brings us to the idea of a universal consciousness. Imagine each mind as an antenna, tuning into a greater field. Silence, compassion, gratitude, service. These are not abstract virtues. They are ways of reducing the noise in our system, allowing us to perceive more clearly, choose more wisely, and align with possibilities that might otherwise pass us by. What looks like a miracle may, in fact, be the fruit of presence, clarity, and courage. In the end, everything comes together. Quantum interference shows us that the visible is born from the invisible. Spirituality reminds us that intention, attention, and compassion shape how we take part in this process. United, science and spirituality invite us to live with greater clarity and humility, not by trying to control the universe, nor by surrendering blindly to chance, but by learning to participate consciously in reality, measuring with care, feeling deeply, and acting responsibly. Perhaps miracles are not exceptions to the laws of nature, but nature itself expressing its fullness, when we, too, express our fullness. And the coincidence you've been waiting for may already be right in front of you. Your role is to notice, to choose, and to act. If this message resonated with you, share your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever experienced a synchronicity or something that felt like a miracle? Leave your story below. And if you'd like to keep exploring how science and spirituality can walk side by side, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Together, we'll keep uncovering the mysteries of the universe and the mystery within ourselves.